Champ is here. Terrence Crawford joins us right now. Good morning. How you doing?
The champ is here.
Great. Going great.
I appreciate you joining us now.
Yes.
That epic fight between you and Errol Spence Jr., it's hailed as one of the biggest nights in boxing history, and you dominated. How did that feel?
Man, it felt great, especially against the opponent that I was up against. The hype that's been surrounding that fight for 5 years.
5 years.
The doubt that everybody had against me. And it just was wonderful to finally get that behind me.
So what's next? I mean, you know, there's a lot of matches that people want to see. Jermell Charlo is somebody that you've been calling out. He has a fight with Canelo Alvarez. Is that the next opponent that you want to get into the ring with?
Well, I don't know. Right now, I'm taking some time off and enjoying my victory. And,
Well deserved.
and seeing what's really on the table, and I'm going to go from there.
Okay.
Take the victory lap, Terrence.
That's right.
Because in the doc, it was really great on Showtime. You said the better prepared man will be successful. And to you, there was no doubt in your mind because Errol also thought that he was a better prepared man, too. How did you know? You had such confidence that there at the podium before the fight started, you said, there's going to be a fish fry tonight. It's like you were inviting everybody to
So
come
calm,
over.
Gail.
Yeah, he was so calm, so confident. You knew you had this. How?
Well, I believe in myself and my abilities, and I know I train.
So did Errol. He believed himself in his abilities, yes.
I understand that. Everybody believe in themselves to step in the ring, but I knew deep down in my heart that I worked way harder than him. I just knew it. And I just knew my skills will overcome anything that I was faced at that.
And Tyson once said, everybody has a plan till they get punched in the face.
In the face.
Definitely.
Spence had never lost, never been knocked down until that fight, and he said ahead of the fight that his plan was to break your will.
Ooh.
Clearly that did not work out. Where does that will come from, and how did it become so ironclad?
Well, I just think it's in me, not on me. You know, some things you're just born with, and I was born with the will to keep going no matter what.
Born not made?
Born, not made.
Or not made. You give some of the credit to your mother, and I want to preface this with you and your mother have a very good relationship today. But I was reading the backstory about you, Terrence, and it broke my heart because it says that your mom, when you were a little boy, would pay kids to try to beat you up. And I say try because nobody ever did. She would pay them $10 to beat you up. She would never hug you. She would never say, I love you. She would never encourage you. This was all part of the way to make you tougher. Did that work for you? And how did you feel as a little kid?
Well, my mom, you know, she dealt with different traumas and
In her
different,
life.
Yeah, things in her life. So that would led her to be that way that she is. You know, I love my mom. I'm a mama's boy. And to hear the things that my mom used to say to me and the little kids that she used to try to get to beat me
you up.
and with the gloves and stuff like that, it just made me more hungry.
More hungry?
You know, hungry. Like, man, my mom going against me, I'm going to prove her wrong. You know, my mom said I can't do this. I'm gonna go do it anyway because she don't
said
believe
I
in
can't.
it. Yeah.
But did it make you angry?
Of course.
It did.
I was angry, but I feed off of that. You know, I feed off of the non-believers. I feed off of the people that say I can't do something when I believe I can. So I think that's something that she knew at an early age because I was so competitive at an early start in my youth. So I think she just used that to
motivate you.
To motivate.
Now,
It
Terrence,
broke my heart, though, Terrence.
Yeah, well, I want to stay there for a second.
Yeah.
And like Gil said, you guys have a good relationship right now. But the reason I want you to kind of dive a little bit deeper is because there are kids that are dealing with the same type of parenting. And they don't know why their mom or their dad doesn't validate them or tell them that they're proud of them. They look in the mirror and they don't feel full because they're not getting the same type of love. So what would be your advice to those kids that might be growing up in a similar circumstance as you?
I don't know. It's kind of hard because every kid is different.
Right.
You know, I still deal with childhood trauma from those moments, from me and my mom. And me and my mom, you know, we've talked, we've got into it about it. You know, it's heartbreaking because, you know, that's the woman that birthed you. That's my first love. You know, it's my mom. You know, and for her to treat me the way that she was treating me, You know, not because of she didn't love me, it's because of what she was dealt with.
Right.
You
Hurt people hurt people.
Yeah,
people hurt
and it
people.
just like, I wouldn't wish that on no kid.
But now you're a father yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering what kind of father you are in terms of, are you affectionate with your children? How many children do you have?
I have 7.
Are you affectionate with your children? Do you encourage your children? Do you tell your children you love them? Do you think the way you were raised is a way to raise children? I guess is a better question.
I wouldn't say that, you know, because me and my children is way different than the way I was brought up. My dad left when I was 1 year old. He was in the Navy. He'd come in and leave, so he really wasn't there.
You seem more active,
So
and
I'm
loving and caring with your.
Are
I'm
you?
there.
Are you?
I'm there
Yeah.
for everything. You know, no matter what's the situation or circumstances. If I'm in training camp and my kid have a birthday or they have an event, I'm leaving
You go.
training camp
Yeah.
to be with my kids, because those moments only last one time.
For sure.
And they're gonna remember that, and they're gonna always remember, and they're gonna always be able to say, no matter what my dad was doing,
He was there.
He was always
He's
there.
there, yeah.
So let's get back to boxing for a quick second before we
Yes.
get out of here. Will you go up to middleweight?
Junior middleweight.
Who you go up to junior middleweight? Yeah. I mean, to people that don't really know the sport, they think, oh, it's just a few pounds.
Yeah.
But 5, 10 pounds make a difference, a big difference. So would you go up to junior middleweight?
Of course.
He could do anything, Nate.
That's a fact.
What's it like to have a perfect record, 40? You've never lost. What is that like? And do you feel pressure to maintain this record?
I don't feel pressure.
You don't? Okay.
You know, I just feel as if I got a bullseye on my back now, because
That's a fact.
Once you at the top of Mount Rushmore, everybody
get you.
everybody wants your position. So, you know, that makes me even more hungry, because I know they coming.
Terrence Crawford, undisputed champ, greatest fighter
He's
in the
like,
world.
bring it on.
Thank you very much for being
Hey, yo, where the gloves at, man? I'm gonna show 'em